Hello, my fellow rogues. You come to the right place. Welcome to the Rogue Show, where it pays to talk down to people. Anyways, gender is a social construct. Full fucking stop. But some people just aren't convinced, and will make arguments against it. So today I'll present 10 of them to give you a repertoire to debunk these arguments. So let's start with
Why are boys playing with trucks and not with dolls?
to be honest, I struggled with this one for the longest time. Then I got some advice and realized who decides trucks are masculine and dolls are feminine? If dolls were a masculine toy, would a boy not play with that? Now, what's that I hear you say? Well, baby boys can't understand their gender, but are still picking toys for boys anyways. Well, you're fucking wrong. According to pregnancy-birthbaby.org, weird name, most children start understanding gender roles around 2 to 3 years of age. By the time they reach 3 years old, most children prefer to play games which they think fit their gender. They may start choosing certain toys, colors, and clothes that traditionally have been associated more with their assigned sex. Now, once again, the toys that correlate with our sex are entirely based on the norm of gender in this country that I guarantee would be different in another country. So that's why boys are playing with trucks and not with dolls.
I know a female by looking at one.
No, you don't. Picture this: a female with small breasts, short hair, and a black leather jacket. Do they look like a female now? Well, no. They look like a cool person. Now, how about an individual with long hair? They're short statured and slim. They're also wearing a leather jacket because leather jackets are fucking awesome. So you go to rizz them up. But they're actually male and identify as male. And turns out you're fucking straight. Turns out you can't always tell.
If gender is a social construct, why are female lions called she and males he?
It's the same reason we call a boat a she. We as humans need to describe things that make sense to our feeble minds. Plus, lions or other animals, besides humans, can't think of abstract ideas. And guess what happens to be one of those abstract ideas?
Gender being a social construct is just a recent liberal invention.
Right. Like Julius Caesar looking manly in his dress. Like King Louis XIII and his heels, as well as his dummy thick thighs behind those leggings, considered masculine at the time. Like Scotsmen wearing kilts, or what we like to call it in America, skirts. And they were meant to show off masculinity. And guess what? Pink was a boy's color since the 1940s. I could go on, but nah. The libs totally redefine gender.
Oh yeah? There are no historical third genders.
Wow, really? I didn't know that the Hydra didn't count. I didn't know Kalalai, Muxes, and Sakrata are just men and women. Yeah, no. To find these genders, it took a quick Google search to debunk.
Sex and gender are the same thing!
Nah, man. Look up any major medical association, any biology textbook, any psychological association to figure out that gender is different from sex. Plus, if they're the same thing, You can't say real men don't cry just because they have a pee-pee. Because now it's just about their sex, rather about the imposed expectations on their gender.
Well, my God, seems one man, one woman. You
This is the point where you point to intersex people and cite research such as the population of them, the definition of intersex, and historical intersex people. If they disagree, because my Bible, you can get into the validity of the Bible or tell them to fuck off in a nice way.
But males as women are cheating in sports!
I agree biology is a factor when it comes to sports, but those anecdotes of trans women beating cis women in sports, is it gonna fool me? MSNBC.com reported on a study of Olympic trans athletes compared to cisgender athletes and found a relative disadvantage towards trans women. And it's also a totally shocking thing that trans women have existed in the Olympics for the last 20 fucking years. With only one trans woman in 2021 to win a gold medal. The first trans woman in the fucking Olympics. Just recently. Even though they've been allowed to compete since 2003. So it's clearly fucking obvious that they are not cheating. You're just dumb.
I don't understand why I can't just identify as black, bro.
This is an utterly dishonest question. Firstly, go ahead, identify as black. Secondly, there's a difference between the social constructs. Race is an imposed identity, and arguably has more cultural baggage, as with gender, is more of an internal self-perception based on expectations that doesn't always apply, because it's based on what's in your heart. So understand that they are entirely different, and be sure to ask why they asked that question, because not everyone who asks this question is dishonest. They may have heard it from someone else, that they may have been convinced that this is the right thing to say, this is the right thing to, or they just aren't able to grasp this themselves. So yeah,
I am an attack helicopter.
now let me be clear. Not everyone is being dishonest when arguing if they can identify as an attack helicopter. Because there's people who genuinely want to know. And it really depends on the person you're talking to. But 9 times out of 10, they're just being a piece of shit when they argue or ask if they can identify as an attack helicopter. Now, it is monumentally stupid, no matter who puts it out. Just be sure to be respectful to those who are genuinely asking. But that aside, it's stupid because an attack helicopter is not a social construct. It is an object, a flying thing that shoots people sometimes, or is used as for parades or something. I don't know what they do with attack helicopters these days. They probably shoot brown people. Anyways, a woman is an abstract concept, and attack helicopter is an object. There's a big difference that I don't need to explain. And you already know what that big difference is. Because I just told you. Alright? Now, sometimes you'll occasionally get this twisted version of I identify as a millionaire. Once again, it is not comparable. And it is not comparable because though wealth is a social construct, wealth status isn't. A wealth status is based on your monetary standing. Like if you have $1 million, your standing is of course a millionaire. If you have $1 billion, your status is a billionaire. If you have $1,000 even, then you're an a thousandaire. But yeah, they are entirely different things. And shame on you, whoever brings up this fucking argument to dunk on trans people. Because it is a shitty thing to do. To make fun of a struggle that they have to face. Like, people fucking struggle coming out as trans. People fucking struggle when it comes to pronoun usage. People struggle with that, and it's bullshit. And it's bullshit that you could be so wrong, but still decide that you're just going to make fun of them anyways. Anyways, you're throwing stones out of a glass house. Gender is a social construct. Full fucking stop. And these have been 10 of the most common arguments I can find for debunking trans people, or in an honest person's case, raising questions. Now get lost.